don't trust you. I just met you. Chuck me into the abyss at this point. I don't want to think today. Look for the objective in this. Wait, what are we doing in this area? Oh no, oh no, oh no. No! Girl failure. I understand, Farina. Guys, we are in fact playing Genshin 2 days in a row, and it's not an event. I think we're really back. To be completely fair though, I've had a very stressful day, and I really, like last night, I spent so long playing Genshin, and it made me so happy. So I had such a stressful day today that I'm like, you know what, we're doing it again. We probably won't go as long because I do have a bit of editing to do. That was the thing, I didn't have any editing I had to do last night because I got behind on my schedule, so I had like stuff pre-edited. It was great. Not great, but it was fine. So we're gonna play more Genshin. We'll probably finish Fontaine tonight. At the very least, that's what I'm thinking. If not, we'll get close, but also I feel like we're far, and I think I can say this because we've been in Act 5 for a while. I think we're far enough into Act 5 that this could be the final video for Act 5 and it's gonna be long, or there'll be like 2 more and then the last one will be long, or like I might have to like combine things. I'm not really sure yet. I am still recording this pre-Christmas though. It's December 23rd. Merry Christmas Eve! Yeah! But I would like to play some Genshin. God, I ended in Inazuma. We gotta go back to the roots. I want something chill that I know how it works. Even though the story is new, I know how Genshin works. I can play this game in my sleep, and I just need something cozy, like for me. That's Genshin. But I think it's fair to say I've escaped my Genshin slump. I've escaped the Genshin burnout. Finally, it took like probably almost a year, but I think I finally did it. We finally did it. But we do have to go to the newsstand over in Fontaine. I forget what we were up to, because that's what happens when you do the Archon Quest all in one go, and I haven't edited the other footage yet. You return to the Spina, and there you meet an unexpected friend. So I think we just ended by talking to N. I think that's what we did last night, I think. Yeah, Hunters and Prophets. I need like a better explanation. I have no idea what this is. But we'll probably finish out Act 5 today. Very excited, because one thing I didn't realize is that in like these silhouettes they showed of the upcoming Genshin playable characters, I believe Skirk was in there. So Skirk is going to be playable, and I'm so excited. Literally haven't even met her in game yet, but I'm like, yes! Anyone related to Child, I'm like, sign me up. Okay, so I think this is what we're gonna do. I need something cozy, all right? I almost got scammed earlier, like straight up, like they almost took my social security number, scammed, and I'm not entirely sure if they didn't. Like that, I still might have been scammed. I'm not entirely sure yet. It felt like a scam. Anyways, stay safe out there. And then I ordered like these like teeth whitening strips because I've been vlogging, right? And I'm like, I don't like the color of my teeth, which is so like a niche little thing. But when you look at your face that much in editing, I haven't like edited footage of my face in a really long time. So we're just gonna yap for a little bit. I need to yap. I ordered teeth whitening strips, right? I was like, I'll give it a shot. Why not? I used to use them. Why not? We'll use them again. I ordered them, and you know when like they put certain things in like the anti-theft plastic box magnetically locked cases, and they're supposed to remove the thing from that or else it starts beeping when you take it out of the store. Yeah, they forgot to remove the white strips from the case, which first of all, why are they in an anti-theft case? They're white strips. Is it really that serious? Second of all, did you not notice it beeping? It wasn't beeping when it got to me, but I'm just like, how'd you forget to take it out? I've worked retail. I know it's a busy week, and it's a couple days before Christmas. Was it not like incessantly beeping for a while? Did you just wait for it to stop? Like, I don't know. So that's been my day. It's just like enough, like one of them wasn't a little thing. One of them was a big thing. The almost getting scammed did make me like physically ill for a while. That wasn't fun. So I want to take my mind off things a little bit, so that's why we're in Genshin. We're gonna go back up to Fontaine. We're gonna find, no, I think I need the other one. We need to go lower or higher, I guess. We'll figure it out. This teleport waypoint's fine. We'll find out where we need to go. That was my day though. Yeah. And the only reason I almost got scammed is because I was on the phone with the school I'm gonna be going to, and I've been having issues getting into my account, and it felt like a scam how they were helping me with it. And I'm like, I literally told them verbatim, I'm like, why does this feel like a scam? And he's like, it's not a scam, trust. And I'm like, I don't trust you. This is the only thing you can say to make me not think it's a scam. I don't trust you. I just met you. Anyways, Fontaine, yeah. Let's just chuck me into the abyss at this point. I don't want to think tonight. I don't want to have to think about the socio-political elements of Fontaine. I just throw me into the abyss. Let me think about fantasy stuff. Our names are written. Well, hasn't this happened before, or were we talking about what we're gonna be in the newspaper? But maybe we're famous? Please tell me this is actually Archon Quest and not like anything unrelated.
The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meropide, has continued in its noble autonomy. but that does not mean that others cannot interact with it.
What does that mean?
My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit.
Oh.
Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on
Weren't we like getting insider info of the fortress for Charlotte? Wasn't that like a thing way back?
Did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blind adventurer with
Have we even talked to Charlotte at all since?
It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress.
Yeah, we like once visited. We just got out.
The interior remains a mystery behind closed doors. Do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in space.
We haven't even spoken to Charlotte?
Yet. The Traveler's Trail, World Walk.
Is this like a trial, or not a trial, like a trailer?
Of us and we never even noticed her.
Yeah, how'd she take photos of
She
us?
hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
I don't even know, man. That sure seems to be the case. Sure, fine. We don't need this.
Well, fine. Those
I don't think this is going to be one of those scenes that comes back in like 5 minutes and is like, oh, that was actually really necessary. No, what was the point of that? Continue moving forward. I guess they're probably just trying to tie back the fact that we said we would give Charlotte info, but we haven't spoken to Charlotte at all. Oh, where are we supposed to go? Oh, okay, we're going the right way. I just started walking. No idea where we were going. Just started walking. Is that one of the researchers? No.
Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
Why were we called to the restaurant? Okay, no, it's just a random Fontaine NPC. It just has the same hair as one of the researchers. Okay, never mind. Continue. Look for the objective in this. Wait, what are we doing in this area? Oh, I thought no one was in here for a second.
Hey, quick. Look.
That's who?
That's the limited edition only 16 slices of cake.
Why does this actually scare me? Because it's like everything seems a little bit too good to be true right now. Does that make sense? I feel like that's what we're getting. It hasn't already sold out for the day.
It was so delicious the last time we tried it. Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it
Of course that's what you would remember, Paimon. We can't let anyone get ahead of us.
One slice of cake, please.
That's the last slice. Yep.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Is it for Farina?
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
It's one slice of cake.
Don't say something like that.
What the heck?
That's right. Even he.
There's nothing wrong with a one slice of cake.
To food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
I would love to try the coffee.
Do you come here often?
The cake I could probably do without, but I would love to try the cake. But the coffee, yeah.
Usually every day.
Cute.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
That's understandable, but why why is that gonna come? Like,
someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore. What would you think?
this is
Why
very
did it close?
because
Well,
Fontaine's.
I don't know either, maybe the waters will rise tomorrow,
But then it's like the case of
like in the prophecy.
anything could happen.
Oh,
The world could go up in
prophecy.
flames tomorrow, so we might as
To be
well
honest, I haven't paid much attention to that.
like keep
No,
living
still,
how you normally
even if
would.
There'd be no more cake tomorrow. That wouldn't
Yeah.
keep me from having some today.
It's like you never know what could
It's
happen
the same
tomorrow.
For eating in general, you might not be able to eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call.
Thanks,
day
Sadine.
growth.
Yeah, she's right.
Huh.
She's so
Don't
right.
Be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go?
Oh, those are for us. She's
These
buying
2
us slices.
are for you.
Aww.
Someone said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being
Sishin
sad.
is sharing her human knowledge with the other
Oh, you know
Melusines. That's
Sishin?
adorable.
I sure do.
I love them.
She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans.
That's really nice.
She said that
Okay,
humans are
this all makes
creatures that
sense
are
now.
saddened easily, yes, and you can only lift their spirits.
Also,
by
the voice
feeding them
actor did a
delicious
very good
food.
job
So
here as well.
please try
Support
the
voice
cakes
actors.
here. I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right?
Cute.
Bye.
This was so wholesome. All right, fine. They did the thing again where 5 minutes later the scene makes sense.
And there she goes.
I still don't think we need to do the Charlotte bit, but it fits in here too.
Let's dig in. Paimon's sure this cake will be delicious.
Every time we eat something now, though, I'm like, we're gonna be poisoned, especially the cake. I'm like, we're gonna be poisoned. So We snarf down the cake with pie pie. Just go in the corner and snarf cake.
Flavor gets even better with a sip of tea.
I've never heard the word snarf. I've heard scarf. Like scarf down?
We could always
Maybe it's actually snarf. It's like one of those things where you look it up. Is it scarf or snarf? And Google says it's the other one, the one you haven't been using your whole life. And it's like, oh God. All right, so we're leaving the hotel. Hunters and Prophets. Wait, that's right. Clorin did her whole Hunter's speech before. So does that mean this is just like the calm before the storm? Because that would also make a little bit of sense. This is just how we're spending that time we have before the storm, if you will, the flood. I feel like the flood is probably better wording for that, but I don't like using the word the flood. Why is my ping up? What happened to my, what? My ping is, okay, it's going back down. I was like, my ping is like 77. I haven't seen my ping be 77 in like 2 or 3 years. Actually, that's a lie. I think I saw it get that high on my laptop once, but my laptop isn't directly wired into the internet. I did it again! I hit M instead of V. Eh? Oh no, oh no, oh no. No! What's occupied? What's view details? Okay, Steambird interview. Okay, fine. Talk to whoever. I don't even know who that is. All right, we're taking a taking a detour. Wasn't there supposed to be an update that would make it so you could like opt out of doing those little side quests if you were in the middle of the Archon Quest? Wasn't there supposed to be an update to fix that? Did it not happen yet? Did I fever dream this up? Hi, all right, I have to read this, don't I? Euphrates? I have no idea what your name is. Talking about the weather, yeah, quite comfortable, sure. If only the weather was this cooperative every workday, I should be quite merry indeed. And speaking of work, you are here to interview for the troubleshooter position advertised in our Tales of Humanity section, are you not? Sure, yeah, just get to the point, I am. Excellent. You didn't need any questions about the title troubleshooter, and thus it can be surmised that Ethan's word choice, while eccentric, is simple and easy to understand. Putting that aside for the moment, would you like to know how I was able to correctly ascertain, big words, that you are here for the job and not seeking to ask for help in our Tales of Humanity section? Observation. Oh, we're literally in autoclear. Every citizen who comes to the Steambird seeking help appears anxious and jittery. Your steps are relaxed, your expression calm. Those are the fortunate all the same. Those who are fortunate are all the same. Those who fall victim to misfortune all have their own woes. I personally feel like I'm the one who constantly is falling victim to misfortune, almost in a way that is comedic. It's been a while since we've said it, I'm gonna say it again. Girl failure! I understand, Farina. But you needn't worry. Those who seek assistance from others via Tales of Humanity haven't run into any serious trouble, so it shouldn't be hard to handle. Have a look at this batch of commissions. Oh, this is the reputation stuff for Fontaine. Okay, that makes sense. Fine, sure, whatever. Oh, let me claim all of these and then get a bunch of reputation for Fontaine all at once. That wasn't that much, oh my God. Okay, well, we unlocked that. Let's actually go in now, I guess. All you need to do is find some time every week to read through the submissions to Tales of Humanity. Pick out a few commissions you'd like to handle and come find me to collect your payment. When she started explaining it, I was like, this sounds like reputation quests. And it literally was. Okay, I thought I unlocked that already. Some commissions are so drop-dead simple you wouldn't believe it, but you shouldn't underestimate the value of your work. For us, the problems in their submissions may appear to be easy and insignificant, but for the readers submitting their problems, they are like a splinter under their fingernails, impossible to remove or ignore. If we can help them extract these splinters, then in addition to the monetary rewards, you will also receive the respect and gratitude of the people, and your reputation among the citizenry will increase over time. When that happens, I will give you more complicated and important jobs. And she laughs. Anyways, help everyone to achieve happiness and be a lighthouse illuminating humanity. Such is the calling of our paper. Such are the feelings and aspirations of every publisher. So no interview? No interview at all? That's a red flag. If they give you the job, like if you go into interview for a job, pro tip, if you go to interview for a job and they hire you like on the spot, red flag. You might, in this economy, honestly, take what you can get. Take what you can get. But if you have options, and you go into a job and they hire you immediately, that is a red flag. Because that means they're desperate and the job probably sucks and they have high turnover. So don't. You're probably gonna end up crying in the freezer. But our interview was complete before we even arrived, apparently. Don't be surprised. I have my ways. If I couldn't even manage that, how could I manage a newspaper? All right, I've told you everything you need to know about this job. As for whether or not you want to take it, that's up to you now. Think it over. Yeah, in this economy, if you get a job, take it immediately. But usually it means high turnover if they're like hiring you on the spot. And any job that is higher, I can think of like 2 at least that have like hired me on the spot, and I have cried in the freezer or the break room, depending on what it was. A lot of crying in the freezer though. Okay, so what are we doing? Hunters and Prophets. Let's go back to that. Yeah, we are in the correct area, but I have to go down here now.
Wow! If it isn't the
travelers.
Back it up. All right. Okay, we're back.
Have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Yeah, we never talked to you, Charlotte. How did you write it?
You just used us to make some quick more.
Can we negotiate a profit split?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though.
Are we sure?
All right, though, I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Oh, she got food for us, but that's because she wants to ask us questions, probably.
You're the best.
Because I don't think she wrote the article yet.
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
We love Charlotte most of the time.
That.
Most of the time.
What brings you here all of a sudden? Were you
Yeah, why are we here? Is this related to the hunters thing?
Mother mentioned you. We thought of coming to see you at work.
This feels very disjointed. I guess it is just sort of like a calm before the storm.
I see. It
Tying
sounds
up
like
loose
you
ends
bumped into
before
her when
we
you were in
bop bop, you know?
So she mentioned me? What did she say?
Oh.
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Why do I find that so cute? That she's like, what'd she say about me?
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary
Charlotte loves what she
traveler?
does. She could be a pyro vision
So
haver.
your article in the paper
She could.
today doesn't count?
No, because we never asked her anything. She never asked us anything. Yeah.
What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you
It
to
was
talk
not
about the
like an
things you've
article, it was
seen
just
and
like photojournalism. But you seriously want to interview me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally what she said. We literally made a deal with her about going to prison.
An interview, then you're worth it.
Did we not?
But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
We also need a few days to prepare things.
In that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Are we gonna chat after
Oh, so that's a yes.
the other thing?
Splendid.
I don't even know what the other thing is because we didn't go through the full plan. We just kind of discussed it.
Venue, some props, and. Whew, so much to
She's
decide
making
now.
it
Talk to
fancy.
you later.
It's almost like she's planning a video interview, but there's no video interview. It's Tavat. I don't know though. You seen that one? We could have video cameras.
Just for example, Fontaine.
I guess this is sort of,
flooded tomorrow?
in a way, this almost feels like
Do today.
This almost feels like when we did the bit in Inazuma, where we go around and talk to everyone and kind of almost do like these little fetch quests. It's a very condensed version of it, where we do like run around, do these little fetch quests, seeing how everyone is living under the Vision Hunt decree, and then that gets us to like help fix Inazuma, essentially. Which, at the time, it felt very unnecessary, and I know a lot of players despise that portion of the story. But now that I think back on it, I actually kind of loved it. It's like, you know how when a Pokemon game comes out, everyone's like, God, this is the worst game ever. And then a couple years go by and people are like, this game is peak game. I feel like that's how I feel about Inazuma in a weird way. Because there is quite a bit of lore in that. I did like the lore. But it feels like we're doing a condensed version of that now by going around and asking if we were all to die tomorrow, what would you do today? This weird philosophical question. And while I feel kind of like in the moment, I feel kind of the same way I did going through the Inazuma bit in Fontaine, I kind of like it at the same time because you can tell exactly what's happening here. And I almost kind of like that Genshin is doing this whole little thing again, something very similar to what we did in Inazuma, because it feels like a callback mechanically, if that makes sense. It's not the same thing, but it's like, oh, we're doing something very similar that we did a couple nations ago, and it feels like Genshin. It's the Genshin ever. Feels like it fits in the game. I like that.
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it?
Because also it builds out the world a little bit more, and it's not as drawn out as what we did in Inazuma, so I feel like it's like best of both worlds
If you're
thing.
seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost.
Charlotte.
That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily.
I figured
From
she
what
would do
I've
something like
seen,
that.
Most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal
Yeah.
rather than worry over such an end.
I feel like
So
the
in all
very
likelihood,
next, because it's nighttime
I'll
now,
probably
right?
Still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours.
Oh.
I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy.
That's what I'm saying. She could, because I'm pretty sure, like, because each vision kind of has like a thing. I'm pretty sure Pyro is like being passionate about something. She could have Pyro vision.
Interview with a truly unique person.
She could.
The
I believe you.
story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless.
I like that she's
And you know what I'll
cryo,
do?
but I could see
Well,
her
I'd
having
write that
Pyro as well.
story, send it for printing, and use
Maybe
my
that's why she's red.
to get copies out to the various nations as soon
Maybe
as
she was supposed to be
possible.
Pyro, and then they're like,
I'm not a
ooh,
dreamer,
we got
nor
too
am
many
I a
Pyro.
workaholic, but I do love my job. And
I
I'd be
feel
proud
that.
of leaving such an article
I am a
behind.
little bit of a workaholic,
I
though.
guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist. But anyway,
Which is actually
that's
funny
my
that
answer.
Charlotte is the one
On
giving
that
that
note,
answer and
get
saying
back
that
to
she
my
was quote
preparations.
unquote born to be a journalist, because I literally at the beginning of this video I talked about possibly getting scammed by my school that I'm going to sort of situation. And I'm going for a degree in journalism. So maybe that's why I understand Charlotte so well.
That's so nice.
I'm literally just Charlotte
All of a
Genshin
sudden,
Impact.
Paimon actually kinda envies her.
We got the pink hair.
Let's go and take a look
I
at
love
this
her
thing,
outfit.
shall
She's cryo. I always make jokes that she's 4-star cryo. I always make jokes that if I was a Genshin character, like as a person, I would be a 4-star cryo character. I would definitely have a gimmick, and the whole gimmick would be figure skating. That would be me as a Genshin
Figures
Impact
and
character.
scenery can be a
I would be a
pretty
gimmick
serious
character.
combo, huh?
I feel like we're getting into something now,
I've been
though.
thinking,
Yes, Paimon?
if it wasn't Fontaine,
I could make a joke
all of
about that, but I
Gazette
won't.
would be destroyed tomorrow. Where would we go and what would we do?
See, I like that this is being like the
No,
wider
Paimon should
conversation
ask-
now.
If you could choose, what would you like to do?
Because we never talk. If I could choose, huh? It's just like Charlotte said. Suddenly trying to consider what to do is pointless.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things.
I do like this outlook
we
on it.
didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot.
I do like this outlook because another like through line with all the Genshin Archon Quests, like branches, acts, I guess technically would be an act, is that whatever we kind of like the big theme of each nation is what we is like the protagonist need at the time. So I'm blanking on the ones just because it's been so long since I've really been in the trenches of Genshin Impact. But I think Fontaine is supposed to be more related to like family and things like that. But also this through line here of always being on the road, always moving on to the next thing. And now we're kind of being forced to think the whole philosophical question of what would you do if you were to die tomorrow sort of thing. So I don't know, maybe I would be curious if we're bringing this up now and then this is something we really dive into in Natlin, but also I feel like this is something we're going to dive into here, which I don't know if I like the fact that it's kind of covering two different topics, but I might be wrong about family being the focus for Fontaine. That might be something I'd like made up, and that could be the focus actually for Natlin, and that's why my brain is saying that that's the focus, and maybe the focus here is like stopping and smelling the roses, you know? But until that moment comes, I think I'll keep journeying on.
You mean still traveling?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what we love, or like our protagonist loves? It's like Charlotte said, do what you love. But yes, cherishing every single moment that I have to look upon this world.
Huh. Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
In a way, you could say so, yeah. The banter goes back and forth between the two of you as time slips by. As night falls, you return to your accommodations and end this busy day. I am so terrified to click to continue. But we're gonna do it! Oh, the next few days are just as calm. Really is the calm before the storm. Charlotte comes to find you and conducts the interview in the Spina di Rosula safe house at the Fleuve Sandra. Navia, having finished her business in Poisson, even drops by to take a photo with the two of you. That's cute. All goes well. Every time there's like another click to continue screen, I'm like, God! Okay, lay it on me. Okay, not yet. It's not bad yet. Okay.
Feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here long enough.
Because it's underwater situation.
But it's
Oh,
still better than
Paimon.
the Fortress of Meropide, that's for sure.
That's true.
Not only damp there, but salty too.
Is that her saying it's sweaty?
So the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Isadora,
You're
when
from
did
the
she...
Harmonia, aren't you?
Oh yeah, she was was looking for a book or
Yes,
something.
I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Meropide.
Yeah, you did. She probably thinks she turned us into the cops. No, girl, it was a whole thing. So, are you under the impression that we might be wanted criminals?
Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm
Okay, so it's not weird.
message from
Okay.
him.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yes, inside the opera
Oh,
house.
thanks. I
The
said,
Maréchaussée
did something happen?
Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
Oh, we're starting.
A riot?
Is this our plan
Well, that
or
said,
not?
I don't personally think it was that serious.
Because Isadora is being very
Lady
flippant
Farina
about
was
it.
watching a performance at the opera house, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience
Was this
members suddenly
planned?
started
Is it
harassing
our
her,
plan, or
loudly
was it
accusing her of
entirely...
doing nothing about the
Was this
prophecy
just
crisis.
like something that
And before
happened?
She could respond, others started to join in.
Because I'm thinking like audience members harassing her,
The crowd continued
Could
to
have been
grow,
House of the
and
Hearth.
protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
and then it led to
So
like something
people are
getting bigger and
starting to put
bigger.
the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I mean,
I agree. People
if
will
the
naturally
citizens
rely
of
on
a
gods,
nation
as is
aren't gonna
customary.
pressure the government of the
But
nation
the
for
moment
not doing
people
what they're
feel
supposed to,
threatened,
who's gonna
gods
do
are
it?
also the first
Allegedly.
to be blamed.
Hypothetically. Not saying I would do that. No, I would. Let's keep this video monetized.
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that
Oh, of
she'd
course she
gotten
did.
tired of this and
She
left
does
in a
that
hurry.
quite
The
frequently.
Marshose Phantom had their
Which I
hands
don't blame her. I
full
also don't like
maintaining order
confrontation.
and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone.
I said I understand Farina, which is what she's doing right all the time. No, it's not always right. Ooh.
That's right. The Marshose has dispatched many people to search for her.
I feel like this was the plan though,
We
right?
don't
Because
have any
we're
leads
hunters.
yet. That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is
Eh.
a god after all. Even
Debatable.
If she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her?
It's debatable. All right. Oh, Isadora, you sweet, sweet. Not a child, but you get it. I understand the situation. I think
Good.
this was all part of the plan.
Lucio
I do
Nervilas
think
sent
it's
me
part
to
of the
tell
plan.
you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Because he knew we would know what to
Don't
do.
worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks
Bet.
for keeping us informed.
Bet.
Ah, is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the palais now.
All right. Oh yeah, the
Sounds
luck.
like we should hurry over to Poisson then.
We already know what's happening. You sure caught on quickly, Paimon.
If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation.
Yeah.
Instead,
I understand
she'll look
Farina.
for
I
a
understand
place
all
to
of
lead
what
our
she's
division.
doing. I don't think it's necessarily correct, but I understand it and why she's doing it. She is a flawed character. And that's totally okay. I'd rather have a flawed character than somebody who's like somebody's perfect OC.
Her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about
Flawed characters are more fun.
She couldn't hide her sadness and remorse.
This is true.
It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today.
Especially like with all the lead up to it.
Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and
How
try
would-
to relieve the
Oh my
sense of
god,
guilt
yawn.
that she's
How would going to Poisson
Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon
resolve her
did
of
the
guilt?
analysis to back it up too. Cool, huh?
Alright, I see becoming a detective's done you some good. Looks like those detective novels have had an effect on you.
In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come.
Okay, we're getting into something now. I do have to say I'm getting quite tired, so we'll see how long I last today. I did get my rewards though, so we will have to go to the we'll have to go to Catherine somewhere before we are done today. Oh, ley line overflow, that's what that is. Okay, so we have to find Farina and Poisson. Okay, Poisson, here we come. Teleport there. I think we'll probably just do this one video today, and then I actually might take a nap. I'm not even gonna lie. It's only 7:30 though, so I can take a nap and like come back later, which I might do.
This looks deserted.
It looks deserted, but then Vincenzo is like right here. Hey, buddy.
Could Farina really be here?
I don't know, Paimon.
Find her as soon as possible.
All right. Okay. Somehow this ended up being a very Kaya video. Like I've just used Kaya when doing overworld shenanigans. Oh, we almost died. Can't ice bridge our way out of that one. See, this bridge is like so like steep and oh my, I keep, oh, why are we stopping in the middle of the bridge? At least she's not like high up or anything. That would have scared me. Oh, it immediately just threw us into it.
All on her own.
All right, stay quiet, Paimon. Shut it, Paimon. Is that what Dia says?
Should I just give up?
Oof.
This is all meaningless.
Farina, I understand her, okay? I swear.
After all, everyone's dead.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Farina.
Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry. But what can I even do? Other than
If I
keep
speak, I'm gonna
meaningless
cry.
Apologies over and over.
I'm already like, I wasn't saying anything because I'm like, I know if I say anything, I'm gonna start crying. And immediately. Okay, Farina, sweetie.
Who's that?
It's just us, Farina.
Don't worry, Farina. It's just us.
Same wavelength. Same wavelength, me and Paimon.
it is
She's
you.
trying so
Blonde traveler
hard.
from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to Neo
She's
and
trying
beg for
so
my
hard to play the
forgiveness.
role of an Archon, and she's not.
You were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
Hypothetically, in game, there's no tear stains,
What
but
do you mean, tear stains?
she would have like blue mascara tear stains or something.
I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it.
Farina.
Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the
This is why she
arts.
goes into like acting,
They
doesn't
even
it?
dared
She's
to
so
cut
good
their
at acting.
Archon. I must teach them a lesson.
Like obviously I know it's a voice actor playing a character who is
I
acting,
can just
but still.
imagine their twisted and frustrated faces.
She's
once they
written very
realize
well.
I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marish Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them too.
Farina. Farina. I don't even know what to say. She's really getting a kick out of that part. Anyways, stop trying to act tough, Farina. You're actually beyond devastated right now, aren't you? Yeah, cut the act. It's okay. We literally saw you crying. It's fine. Oh my god.
Archon's over there.
Why did they follow? Unless this is also part of the plan? I guess in a way it's like, because you're talking about like the hunt, like phantom hunters, whatever. This was our way of hunting, quote unquote, Farina. Taunting her like this. Almost like mental hunt, mental hunting, if you will. But that, because that's what's gonna get her.
Can't let them get their way.
It's so messed up, by the way, but also, I mean, something's got to give. Something's got to give.
Quick, we have to catch up with her.
Is everyone kind of the asshole here? A little bit, yeah. A little bit. But, you know, we're imperfect characters. We gotta get the plot going, you know? It's Act 5. We gotta get the ball rolling here. The ball has to roll. Are we literally just running? Yeah, we're literally just running. Okay. There's like nothing happening right now. No music at all. I really wish they put even like some goofy music here. Like,
There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
I'm like, how I want to know how much is scripted, you know, because we never heard the actual plan, which means it's gonna work, obviously. But I want to know, like,
Fine, I suppose haste is warranted.
I want to know plan. Like, I want to know what happened, right? Where are we being teleported? We are 36 minutes into the video. If we are being teleported into something that extends the runtime of this, it's not that late though. I'm just like kind of sleepy. Oh, don't tell me we're gonna be like locked in.
Paimon's exhausted.
Me too, Paimon. And I didn't even do anything. I did things. I'm mentally exhausted
So
today.
tired. I totally thought they had caught me. I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
She's trying so hard. Oh, Farina, this place is not what I'd call soundproof. You might want to lower your voice to stay hidden.
You're right.
That's a good girl.
That's weird, Paimon. Whoa! I just like how much of this is planned? I don't know how much of this is
What's
planned.
happening? The ground's shaking. Is it an earthquake?
Oh, another disaster just struck, I suspect. Or are we like staging a disaster?
Yeah, a quake of this kind.
'Cause we're very quick to say what happened.
Didn't it?
But if we're in a little
be.
contained vessel,
Happening again?
all it takes
Well, there's no
would be
need to
one
worry
like
too much
shake.
about that.
It is metal though, so I don't know how they would do that. Unless maybe they drop some rocks on it or something, because it's like a submarine. It could hold up to that.
I hope you're right.
We have Navia. She's Geo.
But the people of Poisson...
Nouvellette, he can do that with water, which would actually probably be safer. Has Farina finally reached her limit? Now that she's talking about her actual feelings, she's starting to look far less stiff. You begin to talk amongst yourselves as Farina slowly calms down.
It's true.
Ah.
I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me.
But did they like
Tried all kinds of
pass
ways
away,
to
or?
hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts
figured
proved
this.
to be futile.
Because two things can be true. She can
really
not be
the
doing
truth has
anything
been clear to
on the
me for a
surface,
very
but also
long
like
time.
trying her
We
hardest.
cannot make an enemy of the divine.
Oof.
No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have
That's
its
what
way,
I was searching for.
and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
The prophecy. I was like, okay, it's not coming from the archons. It's coming from whatever is above that, and that would be the heavenly principles, which is the entity or one of the heavenly principles. Because heavenly principles has always been, even though it sounds like a plural body of entities, it's generally just the one entity, which is the thing that traps our sibling in a box in the beginning of the game. Not Kiana, not Herrscher the Void, you know? So that was the thing I was picturing heavenly principles last night, but I could not for the life of me remember the name because it's been a while. But even then, you still haven't given up, right? Yeah, no, I figured it was something like this because even though she kind of almost seems like she had tunnel vision trying to figure out how to stop the prophecy rather than coming up with like the disaster preparedness plans and like dealing with its effects. She was just like, no, we're gonna stop it before it even occurs. It's never gonna be a problem, guys, right? Which again, flawed character. She's not perfect because you could have done both, but you would have had to ask for help to do both. She was just doing what she could do on her own, essentially, and praying that would fix it, but it didn't fix it. All of her motives make a ton of sense, but that being said, she's a deeply flawed character, and I prefer that. It's better to have flawed characters that aren't perfect, because no one's perfect, than somebody's perfect little self-insert, Mary Sue OC. And you know what? I love cringe OCs, so there's nothing wrong with that either. But if you're gonna go do like a serious story situation here, it's better to have flawed characters, especially in fantasy. I always say it, fantasy is fantasy. None of it's gonna be like real. But in order to make that sort of story feel realistic, you gotta look at the characters. And hey, again, no one's perfect. So if you have deeply flawed characters, because people themselves, IRL, are deeply flawed, it makes it feel more realistic. But you still haven't given up, Farina, have you?
Give up.
Even she said that to herself earlier.
I do love the sound of that phrase. It
Ah,
would mean finally coming to terms
I have to
with
sneeze.
fate, but also for me to finally be free.
Doesn't she end up doing that in a way? But that would also mean that all hope would disappear. That's true.
Indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after
Okay,
almost lost
my sneeze is
hope.
back. I lost my sneeze again. Please let me sneeze. Because I turned on my overhead fan because I had the heater on and it got a little bit too hot. So I was like, we have to even it out. I'm turning on the overhead fan and now I'm cold. That's what winter's like in Texas, by the way. That is a Texas
Really
winter.
unreasonable, isn't it?
You gotta turn on the overhead fan every few hours to like
Obeys no rules.
balance
The
things out.
prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives.
Yeah, it's very sudden, the prophecy.
It all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't
At
come,
least she's having
it's still
like,
not too late.
coming to terms
Don't
moment.
worry. I will keep hope alive.
Because
for
even if she
everyone
never wanted to
until
be the
very
Archon, at
end.
least she's like taking the responsibilities that are necessary.
Well, that's enough. for
The
now.
switch up.
I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank
This-
and station, that wasn't
I
a
understand
good
her.
fit at all.
I understand. I have also been the type to like, I'll like
Any of what I did
have
so
my like,
seriously.
okay,
How could I
we're gonna bed
possibly
rot
let
for like an
Fontaine
hour and
fall
then
to the
flip a
wind
switch.
with
We're
such
back.
trivial prophecy?
You get 1 hour of bed rotting. Farina just had her 1 hour of bed rotting.
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest.
She was, but she can't dwell on it. That's the thing. Because she's the type of person, it seems like, where if she dwells on it, she's gonna just keep spiraling. And she's like, okay, we have things to do. We can bed rot later. But you might not have to shoulder this burden alone. I feel like that's also a big thing with Farina. She feels like she has to do this whole thing alone. And that's kind of been her crutch this whole time, is that she's just been trying to figure it out on her own. Because that's what she thinks as the Archon she's supposed to do. She can fix it herself. She's the Archon. But no, you're allowed to have help. You don't have to do this alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share my
They want to
burden.
save Fontaine as well.
That's impossible. It was
Maybe
fated
not.
right from the start that this would
Maybe
be
not.
my duty alone.
But it could be your duty to like dole out tasks, right? That's fair. But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. I think we should share the burden. Just because they said the burden doesn't, if the, what was it called? Heavenly Principles? Is that it? How am I forgetting this? I just keep thinking Herrscher the Void. Like, I'm like, Herrscher the Void. Nope, Heavenly Principle. Heavenly Principles. Okay. Both start with an H. if the Heavenly Principle said this is your burden to bear, not to share, how do you, it's like goes back to the phrase from one of the earlier Archon Quest videos that perhaps there's parts of the world the gods do not see. So like they have this prophecy, but perhaps there's parts of like, they don't see every corner, you know, that sort of thing. So loophole, it's loophole, doling out tasks. Maybe that's your burden to bear. So you can share the saving of Fontaine with everyone. It still counts. Loophole. But you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness. Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes.
Fair.
In other words,
if we came from beyond the stars, though, wouldn't that make us like devoid of any prophecy? Like those prophecies don't relate to us in a way. So also in a way, if we're not part of this world, does that mean we can help Farina fix the thing? Can we share it with her?
And if Tevat is in its entirety a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator.
Mentioning that it's like,
you?
Tevat's a show on a stage. Who are you, Elio?
If that's the case.
Elio, Honkai Star Rail. We haven't gotten Elio lore in a while. I really hope we get that in Amphorius, because it would make a lot of sense in Amphorius. Just going the whole Greek mythology route. I hope we get that. Anyways, there's no time left. Farina, spit it out. Oh, cutscene. Oh, God. And it's an animated cutscene. Oof. Is she gonna say it? Or are we gonna go get stuck in the abyss first? Wait, so was the earthquake an actual disaster? Eh? Oh! Linny did his magic trick. That was the quote-unquote earthquake. We're in totally new territory. I've said this last time, I think, that there's bits and pieces I knew were gonna happen, and I didn't know any of this.
Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
Wait, we set her up?
So this is what it is.
Talk about deeply flawed
You
characters.
deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the
I thought we were
Tevat
being
state.
sincere.
Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice.
No, you're not.
The embodiment
No,
of
you're not,
justice
Farina.
itself. Does it not strike you?
Let's just
as
be real.
the
Let's be
least
so for real
absurd
right
to
now.
bring the very concept of justice to trial?
She's great at
May
playing
I
a part,
interpret
though.
these words as your refusal to stand trial? In
Nouvelles.
that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
Oh,
You would draw your blade against a god?
but they know. Clarence.
See, it seems like you have made up your mind.
Is she gonna? What's she doing? Oh. Is
I
she
can't believe it.
she surrendered immediately?
Surrendered.
I was gonna say though, she doesn't really know how to fight, because isn't she a little bit clumsy in her kit and like her animations as well?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
I mean,
Lady Farina, what is
they
the
could easily
meaning of
say she doesn't want to. She doesn't
It would seem that there has
like.
been a
She's not going to draw her blade against one of her own citizens, sort of thing.
Not always an indication of surrender.
Eh.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
Farina, what are you planning?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary.
Okay.
I
Please tell me we don't have to do the Ace Attorney gameplay.
I've been running away for a long time. I'm
I
sorry.
really don't want to play Ace Attorney today. I don't want to use my brain.
I was unable to protect the people of Poisson.
I don't want to use my brain unless I
My duty
choose to
stand
use my brain.
trial for my crimes.
Unless I choose to
You
yap,
are
I don't
not
want
the
to.
only ones to be disappointed in me. I too am exceedingly disappointed in myself.
I don't even know if she's being sincere.
Now, it is time for
I
the
thought we were
Honorable
being
Archon
sincere.
to show you her courage and resolve. I,
Guys, I'm scared.
Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice.
Okay,
This time,
Farina.
I will protect you.
Is she talking
Applaud and
to the previous
rejoice.
Archon?
One
Or about
of
the previous
the
Archon?
most outrageous and fantastical arcs known known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding
Farina, can we
before your eyes.
wrap it up?
Mark
Bring out
my
the sign,
words,
bring out the
this
teleprompter,
shall be
wrap it
one
up.
of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to
This whole time I've been like, is this scene necessary? This is the first scene that, like, I'm gonna say it. I don't think it's necessary. And I said that at the beginning of this video. I took a water break.
Now we're making history.
I'm new with that. I agree with him.
Like Farina just took over the whole
Because she did. It's exactly what she did.
thing.
And she knew
Just get
she could do
forced
that.
to stand trial for her crimes?
Yeah, but she's trying to play it off like it's all an
Even though
act.
She's still acting super dramatic. She is taking this seriously.
Oh, she's probably
right?
internally screaming.
Alright, then. Who will
But she
be
also
my opponent in
is
this
very good at
trial?
acting and
The
knows
court
what
asks
to
the
do.
prosecutor to please take the stand.
We're the prosecutor? Oh my god. Okay, thank you. Does that mean I have to play Ace Attorney?
That so. Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser
Witness
and
of Tivat.
fated opponent.
I guess, yeah, because she told us the stuff. But we were so close to getting her to tell us the truth, and it still turned out like this in the end. If Winnie had waited like 30 more seconds, we would have had it in the bag. But I guess this is what we were doing or trying to do in the first place. It's okay though. As long as we can defeat Farina in court, we'll still have a chance to figure everything out. We're gonna have to play Ace Attorney gameplay. What's happening under? I was like, what is Liddy doing under the floorboards? Hello.
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins.
Is she gonna ask if you're
Just
being
how
sincere?
much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
I don't think we did that much.
We did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
But most of it was everyone else. Like, Lenny did the magic trick. I feel like he did the most. If he didn't do the magic trick.
Assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Oh, are we gonna
No,
rehash the
the
entire
president of
plan
the
now?
Spina di
Because that's the
Rosula.
thing. If you
Most of the people
say
who
the details of the plan
participated in the
before it
disturbance
happens,
this morning
it's not gonna
were my
work out. But if it's
subordinates.
after, then yeah.
They changed into plain clothes and came to the opera house as regular audience members,
Oh.
waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Those were the
to
people who
incite
started the
insurrection
quote-unquote
against
riot.
you. The
They were
people's
Spina
resentment
members.
against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecies
They just got him in
fulfilled.
costume.
A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame.
And you have Navia behind the thing. That's cute.
According to our understanding and analysis of you,
We're just kind of doing like a
something like that
little
occurred, you would likely flee the city
recap of
and
everything
head
that
to
happened
Busan
off
by
screen.
yourself. So, we arranged
Which
for a
makes
second
sense.
group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
Most likely,
And
yes.
their goal was to force you to
Lenny!
step into the giant magic box so you
Ah.
may personally participate in the
I love how it
greatest
wraps
magic
back around that
performance
Lenny
in all
gets
of
to do his
Fontanian
trick
history.
from before that he was almost
That's
sent to
right.
jail over,
That house was a magic box rather than someone's residence.
but he gets to like
As
finally
the
do it
super
properly.
ultimate
Yeah,
version of the setup that I
yeah.
used when I first performed at the opera epic.
He kind of gets like a
volume
what's
of
the word?
box was increased by a whole order of magnitude,
Oh god, what is it
and the
called? What, no,
distance
what?
it traversed was
Hold
the
on.
entire gap between Poisson and Arenis.
Like
It's
not like a
cargo, of course.
revival. It's not karma either, but it's like the opposite of karma. What's the word? This is gonna bother me. Hold on. Rehash? That's not the word. Oh, why can't I think of it's gonna come to me when I'm editing this, and I bet y'all probably know what word I'm trying to say. I believe in you guys. I can't remember the word though. Something arc. What's the word? Oh my god. Redemption. Lenny gets a redemption arc.
Was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we
This
could
is Lenny's
never have
redemption
pulled off
arc.
such
Okay,
an
great.
extraordinary
Technically, it's also what's the word?
You're welcome.
Oh, but this is the bear trap. That was the
Of
bear
course,
trap.
This performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off.
The
We had to
Fatui
select a
guys.
location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all
Oh.
of us.
So,
Because
in
the
other
magic trick
words,
wasn't actually a magic
the
trick.
earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal
That's
tear
right.
from the transportation of the whole house.
Yes.
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Oh, but because that I was like, we were way too quick to say what that was. Sorry about that. We deceived you back there. We did a lot more than just a silly deceiving of Farina. We did a lot of deceiving of Farina.
I can
I have a
definitely
hiccup.
get
I'm gonna have to cut that.
Florence parts.
Neuvillette is just the judge.
Prepared a stage and
Ah.
make sure that the
There's that
champion
iron sting.
duelist would be immediately ready
I'm literally
for
forgetting so
combat.
many words today, but that's the words I
Also,
remember.
As soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
Neuvillette is so pretty.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist.
Can we
in
get to
all
the
of
drama?
Fontaine would
I know,
accept
like-
a duel with an Archon.
Can we get to the drama of the Ace Attorney arc?
Thank you.
Ace Attorney arc
For
round 2.
you, traveler.
Hi.
I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation.
We were
as you
actually trying to
found
get
me
information out of you too.
You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss.
We
before
almost
revealing
would have had to-
myself as my
wouldn't have had to do any of
prosecutor
this.
once we'd arrived onto the
Like, we could have
stage.
skipped this entire step if we had had like 30 more seconds with Farina. Because you guessed wrong, Farina. My mission was to give you one last chance. Yeah. We hope that you'd share your secret with us before the magic box arrived onto the stage. That was because we said something along the lines of, come on, Farina, come on. There's not much time left. And that the not much time left was this. If we had had not even 30 seconds more with her, we would have been able to skip this entire spiel. The entire charade, gone, out the door. If we had had some way to like signal Lenny to not open the box, because if we had just sat on the stage, unmoving, we could have gotten that information. But we hope that you'd share your secret with us before the magic box arrived onto the stage. Yeah.
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance.
She almost seems like she's acting out the role of like the cartoon villain, but she's not the villain in a weird way.
It matters not.
But
What's done
also
is
at the same,
done.
she's not the
The
villain, but she
stage
is kind of like an
already
antagonist
set,
at this
so
point.
there's
She's
no reason to disappoint
if Lumine is the
audience.
protagonist, the main character, she
Let's
is
see this
functioning
trial
as
through
like
to
a
the very end.
opposition for that. So that would mean she is technically an antagonist right now. The only thing we can do now is to judge the Hydra Archon. I really think it's interesting with Fontaine though, because the antagonist of a story doesn't have to be a villain. Literally, it is just opposition, a source of conflict for the main protagonist. And I feel like in a very interesting way, a lot of characters have gone in and out of that antagonist role throughout Fontaine. And I feel like that was done purposely. Like there was a point to that. And I actually really like that because Arlecchino starts as an antagonistic character. Eventually we're working with her. She helps the Spina. Neuvillette, the judge, kind of starts out a little bit antagonistically. Farina especially starts off as like more of an antagonist. She becomes more of like a friend character, and now she's an antagonist again, and she probably will be for a majority of the rest of Act 5. It's just really interesting to see it that way. Even somebody like Child has gone in and out of like friend to the protagonist, an antagonistic character. And right now I would consider him more of a friend to the protagonist, but he's been an antagonist as well. Very interesting. I never really thought of that until now, which I think is quite fun because this isn't the first time Genshin's done it. Obviously, we take a look at Child. We take a look at like Raiden. Most anyone in the Fatui. Senora wasn't alive long enough for that. I don't think I read this line. Oh, no, wait, I did. We're judging the Hydra Archon. What else though? Still, I can't help but be a little bothered by that conversation earlier. What did Farina want to say to me right before we arrived on the stage? That's what I'm saying. We needed like 30 more seconds.
Madam Prosecutor, please.
But
allow me
obviously,
to pass this along.
obviously we weren't going to get that. There needs to be conflict. We're not done with Act 5 yet. There needs to be more conflict. We weren't getting that final 30 seconds.
This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for
Ooh.
and received permission to
Ooh.
share with you during the trial.
Charlotte.
According to her, it should speed up.
Oh, thank
proceedings.
God.
Huh?
Speed it up.
Charlotte
Come
wants
on.
to give us something? Oh, so she's here too.
She's just playing along. She didn't know this was happening at all. She's literally like, wait, I got something. Wait.
Isn't
Eh?
this the exclusive interview that she did with us before?
Of course she has.
She's already finished it.
She
huh?
loves journalism. She finished it like she's pulled an all-nighter for that.
This document is
Saying
a
this from
perfect timeline of
experience.
Everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine.
We're gonna have like a document that has that, and this is just like the
We can refer to
lore,
this
canon
as
lore
evidence
definition.
every time we want to
Canon
use
lore
something
explanation.
from our journey as evidence for an argument.
Yep. No, we're doing the Ace Attorney arc. Oh no, I've been doing this for an hour, by the way. This video should be over. I never would have thought of using it this way.
Let's quickly
Sure,
confirm the
fine.
information in it. Just think of it as a
Oh God, another refresher.
You defeated the Hydro Archon
Oh
in
my
the
God,
very
wait.
first duels you took part in at the Opera House.
Is
That's
Charlotte
one
gonna
for the
narrate
history books,
every
alright.
single one?
I didn't think that
Yeah.
you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time.
I don't want them to be lit
I
up.
guess you could also see this as a happy coincidence.
Should we go through everything? Because there's not that many things.
This is the first
All right,
time Monsieur
let's just-
Nervillette yet had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice.
I'm gonna go through all of these Opera House events.
Can't figure it out.
And then I'm gonna actually read them. So, at the Opera House, we first became Linny's attorney. A murder case unfolded in the midst of Linny and Lynette's first performance at the Grand Opera House. Though they were cleared of the accusations leveled against them, by us, their identities as agents of the House of the Hearth were revealed. We knew that, like, as an omniscient audience, we know that before this even happens because Hoyoverse actually released that information. I think, like, the day this part of the Archon Quest dropped, so like most players hadn't even played through it yet. It was very close. Like it was, I wish I would have found out that they were House of the Hearth Fatui members in the story. I was very adamant about that, and I still am. I think it would have hit more if you were to figure it out in the story, but because they posted that so quickly, unfortunately, it was revealed to me by Hoyoverse that they were Fatui, which I was very adamant about not liking that, and I still am. I still stand on that. Next would be the truth behind the serial disappearances of young woman case. Turns out that Fontanians can be dissolved by water from the primordial sea. This has been a huge through line through the thing. Over the years, Vache kidnapped and dissolved many young girls for his experiments to try and find a way to bring back his wife, who had been dissolved. I forgot about the Vache arc. That was so, I mean, not to make a pun, pardon my French, but that was so up. That was so messed up. I forgot about that. I forgot about that part. That was messy. And then we should never do that again, actually. Child's conviction was next. Though Neuvillette believed Child to be innocent, the Oratrice judged him as guilty in the end, and even Farina didn't know why. I do still think this has something to do with him having seen the Abyss. So maybe, in a way, the Oratrice is looking for, like, if someone has, not necessarily if somebody's guilty, but if somebody has the not opportunity, but the ability, the possibility, I guess, of being quote unquote an evil person, but that's already such a black and white thing. And Genshin is anything but black and white. So I'm still standing by the theory that the Oratrice judged him as guilty because he has been to the Abyss and back. Almost in a way, it's kind of like he's seen death and come back sort of way. I think that's what the Oratrice saw in that moment. But next we go to Irenaeus. We have our meeting with the knave. Charlotte has to say.
She's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something.
For sure. Our meeting with the knave. During the diplomatic meeting with the knave, she revealed that she had already probed Farina on her own and believes it is possible that not only is Farina not really the Archon, but that she is actually afflicted with some sort of curse. This is definitely true. All of this second part here, like this entire part of the page, is stuff we figured out yesterday. Moving on to the Fortress of Meropide, we have the intrusion of the primordial sea into the fortress.
The Fortress of Meropide was almost destroyed
Yep.
in a single
Yep.
day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a
Charlotte,
professional regret, I think.
You don't need to regret that. Sweetie, you did not want to be involved there. The entrance to the primordial sea is sealed beneath the Forbidden Zone in the Fortress of Meropide. Are we allowed to have told Charlotte all this information? And recently, the primordial sea has nearly broken out. It was only temporarily pushed back by Neuvillette's power. Like, I know that this is here as, like, the mechanic for the game, but how does Charlotte know? Why did we tell Charlotte all this? The whale in the dream? As well?
Both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea
Fair.
at that time.
This is fair. The whale in the dream, you saw Child floating in the sea in a dream, as well as an indescribably massive whale. Going to the ruins then, Navia falling into the seawater. Oh!
To be honest, that still gives me shivers.
I love her! I love them. Two little girly pops. Anyways, while exploring the ruin near Poisson, it began to collapse and Navia fell into water containing primordial seawater. Only the protection of the dead members of the Spina de Rosula prevented her from dissolving. Also, Neuvillette did fish her out. Anyways, tea time with N at the Court of Fontaine.
The words of someone as extraordinary as a
The little
witch
teacup.
can probably only be
I have no idea how all these things are gonna...
Something surreal happens to you.
I have no idea how all these things are gonna piece together, by the way. N communicated with you by connecting your consciousnesses. That's a hard word. She believes the prophecy will certainly happen, but that you needn't give up all hope. She was the one who said there's corners of the world the gods cannot see, which I love. That was such a hard line. I don't think that's not the exact line, but I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing to make it sound cooler. So that's what we're working with. I don't know how we're working with all that though. I have no idea how all those things line up.
And the defense are both
Please don't make me play Ace Attorney because I have no idea. I'm getting sniffly. I have no idea how this is gonna work.
There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese.
Not the legalese.
Forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses.
I would actually like to do that.
As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance.
Oh, she's really playing into it.
Even been informed of my
I hate to yawn.
supposed guilt in all of this. Of course.
What is her guilt?
It is
That's
only
true.
natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god.
Farina, I don't even think you know what you're
However,
doing. We've been over
will
this.
Need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true. But my
Oh, we're
charge
talking.
is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
I wasn't expecting that.
I would like to charge you as a fraud.
I was like, that sounds like
Never been
Lumian.
the
It is
Archon in the
Lumian.
first place.
Ooh.
What was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
I guess that would be a charge.
I came here thinking
Pretending to
we were
be
going
the
to
god
try
of
to hide
Hydro, the
our
Hydro
Archon
god
from
leading the nation when you're not.
Did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all.
I get that would be for
Charge accepted.
some of these NPCs that don't move in the background are so low poly. I didn't realize that's
Lady
allowed.
Farina, do you
I love
plead
that.
guilty to the charge?
Like they looked as low poly as some mouthwashing characters. I was like, that is a mouthwashing character.
Lady Farina,
Maybe it's just my
I
PC
plead not guilty. How can I be guilty?
because you lied.
There's
I
no
hit my
way that
microphone.
I, Focalor, otherwise
Farina, be
known
so
as
for real.
Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters,
I'm gonna be so real. I thought it was Regina this whole time.
Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
But you're not, Farina.
Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too
Look at
far
this-
to doubt her very identity?
Look at this guy in the back. His face is like a triangle.
Yeah.
I think they just hope that far back, you won't look that far back, but oh my god, is it funny. Like the the ones in the front row are real NPCs, but the ones in the back, I love it.
Such a huge claim.
We have proof.
Cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case.
Can we call Arlecchino
Many
to
of
the
members
stand?
of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon
I'm getting
ever since
sniffly.
they were born. There would be no fooling their memory.
Because there's multiple things going on here, right? She's not the real Archon in a way. She doesn't have the Gnosis at her disposal. But also, the previous Archon kind of set her up to be the stand-in Archon. Anyways, it's a long story. I need a water break now. I'm so sniffly again. Okay, back to the story.
Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge
I don't
that
trust the
will never be
Oratrice. I don't think we should have machinery
upheld?
AI
If you wish to drop the case, I can
playing
promise you as
God of
the
Justice for a minute.
that you will not have to face trial
That
for
should be
making
something a
false
person does.
accusation.
A team
We'll
of people,
treat
if you
everything
will.
That's happened as a dramatic
Not
spectacle and move
a
on
scale.
with our lives.
A magical
What do
scale.
you say to that?
I don't know. I was paying attention, Farina.
An argument with near impossible odds, huh?
Oh, I see. I get
Only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Fair. The people only see you as their Archon because that's their long-held belief. Fair.
Well,
Sure.
I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you
We've been working on this for like a
then
week.
Let me ask.
You think we're gonna surrender
if
now?
You believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am?
One of the Descenders,
And
maybe?
if I was
Oh.
not the Archon,
I didn't think about that.
then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
There's other immortal beings on Devat. Yeah, it wouldn't be the only one. She could be a Descender, though, because that's a concept we learned about in Sumeru. I don't think she is, though, but maybe she is. I've got to think carefully. What do we know to be special about Farina exactly? Ah, choose the most reasonable evidence. God damn it. Meeting with the Knave, is that the one? I believe so.
First of all, you
Ha-ha!
of another long-lived race. which
Oh, the
you
curse, the
possess
curse.
and extend
Would it
to all
be
lands
because
and Sakura,
Celestia?
Even if that was,
Oh,
there
wait.
could be other ways to extend your life.
In like the stone tablets, the previous Hydro Archon was praying or like asking for Celestia up in the sky, the floating island in the sky, for forgiveness. Celestia cursed the inhabitants of Conria to be hilichurls for the rest of their lives because they committed some grave evil sin. And I don't believe that one for a minute. But anyways, I've talked so much about how messed up the Celestia Conria thing is. We've talked about that before because I've done that part of the Archon Quest, the interlude for that, specifically the like most recent one that we had in Fontaine. There's been other interludes since then. We've talked about that at length, but it could be very similar to that in a way. Maybe, oh, you know, like it's a fantasy trope where it's like, you have to promise me your firstborn child in exchange for this magical artifact, like that sort of thing. Maybe in order to receive forgiveness when the disaster thing happened. Oh my god, what was it? You know, like everything blew up, the 500 years ago thing. Everything was on fire. That one, forget what it was actually called. But maybe in order to be almost like spared in a way during that, the previous Hydra Archon was asking Celestia for forgiveness. And they're like, okay, but we're gonna curse your replacement. And she's like, okay, bet. And that's how that happened. But it would be a curse.
Who gave you that idea?
Yeah.
Was it the knave?
She knows.
You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's word
Actually,
against me.
I kind of trust the harbingers sometimes. Some of them are really smart. Like even Child, he's got street smarts. It doesn't matter who gave us the information. What matters is the veracity of the claim.
A curse. I once
Ha,
thought it
ha, ha,
possible
ha.
that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble
This is
the
also
type of
true.
curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity.
Maybe it's a divine curse. Maybe it's a mix of things.
Sensed it too, huh?
Oh, he said that out loud? I thought we were hearing his thoughts. Dude, so instead of an Archon, could you just be a cursed human?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
Well,
Maybe.
it is true that it's extremely
Because maybe the Hydra
difficult to tell
Archon
humans in God's
also
world
wanted
just by
out,
looking at them.
and so she just picked up somebody off the streets and was like, okay, you're my replacement. You're cursed now, bye.
Well, don't start celebrating too
I
early
can't wait to
now.
hear more about this.
Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove
You
that
got no
I'm
gnosis.
merely a human being?
The Gnosis is in the prison. No Gnosis.
Everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority.
Maybe it's part of the
Gods can do what
curse.
humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries,
But what can you do?
manifestations of my authority
That's the thing.
have
She's like,
served
I
nations
have
all
god
day.
powers. What can you
Only
do?
to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal
She
in
said
this
the thing.
very opera house.